We accidentally ordered it to go, but then we wanted to eat inside instead. But we were sitting there, and then later she gave us, that was kind of like, 안녕하세요, 사바나씨와 미국에서 왔습니다. 만나서 반갑습니다. So I didn't know about Korea, but then I started watching K-dramas. I became more interested in Korea because it seemed really fun. And I graduated university. I was looking into teaching English, and that is how I ended up in Korea. Korea is very different, so much easier to travel around. In Alabama, you can only travel around by car, whereas in Korea, there's subway, buses, taxis, everything. And I also like the cafe culture. There is a cafe for anything. Also, cheap medical care. So, most amazing thing that I've noticed is if I've ever needed help, I've always received help. People here are so nice. I think I've heard of it. I can't remember exactly what it is. It can be considered love, but that's too simple of a definition. It also includes affection, compassion, sympathy, community, attachment, etc. So it's just a connection you have to others, like a mutual understanding. So I have noticed that people are perceptive of your surroundings. I know there was one time when me and my friend, we needed to take a taxi, and someone came and they were already ready to help us take a taxi. Also about getting service. In America, we never get free things, even if we're really nice to the people around us. But in Korea, I have noticed that just to make someone's day, that they'll just give you free things. It's been really nice and has turned a bad day into a good day just because you see someone else want to make the extra effort. I was very happy because in America, I always try to save money and do different things. You never get free service really, unless it's just like a small sample, like perfume sample or something. But here it can be like an actual meal or like something. Like it's not something just really small, and they'll give you like 2 or 3 of it. Honestly, really great. Well, just the other day, me and some friends went to get bingsu. We accidentally ordered it to go, but then we wanted to eat inside instead. At first, I thought that might be a little annoying because she had to change it and give us the tray and everything. But we were sitting there, and then later she gave us, it was a piece of bread that was kind of like coffee flavored, but she gave us that as service. So I actually thought that she might have been a little annoyed because we had to change, but in reality, she wasn't. So I think it's how you connect to people around you. I think that's why it's different for every person, because people have different experiences and different personalities. And so maybe also similar to empathy, when you think about other people and think about your surroundings. I think that's the closest thing I can think of. Because of Corona, we aren't able to travel freely. It's really difficult for vacation. And back home in America, some of my family actually had some health problems. It was difficult being here, but also wanting to try to help back home. I was feeling very lonely. I didn't know really what to do, but actually my coworkers noticed how I was feeling. They actually got together, put some money together to give to me as a present, so that way I could send it to my brother and he could help the family. That was probably the most touching thing that had happened to me because I was the only foreign worker at my town. They understood that something big was happening. They wanted to help any way that they could. Me and my friends rented a car, and it was the first night. Rental car wasn't even open. We go to the restaurant. The door won't shut. Everything we can to shut the door. We didn't know what to do. Also didn't go in the restaurant or anything to ask for help. We were just standing by the car. All of a sudden, the restaurant owner comes out, does his own thing. Like, he didn't ask us or anything. He just starts trying to help us. It was really great because he didn't care that we didn't speak Korean or anything. Actually, one of the girls that was on the trip, she spoke some Korean. He was very surprised that she could speak some Korean. It didn't matter much to him, actually. He still just kept trying to fix it and wouldn't stop until there was a solution. So he called the rental car company and helped us close the door so that way I could go back to the Airbnb. The restaurant owner came out with a screwdriver and things and pliers and was trying to do it. We still don't know what happened. I've been in so many situations where Korean people will automatically try to help you. My first town that I lived in was a small town, and I could go to the bus station and not know where I'm going. I would ask a bus driver, and he will literally walk me to my bus and tell the bus driver, okay, she needs to get off at this stop. So I know with me, I don't know a lot of Korean, and so I'm really shy, and I tend to stop myself from asking people for help. I realize that the more I ask people for help, the more I realize that people will help you, especially in Korea. I arrived late at night, but the owner didn't get mad at me, but he offered me hot tea since I was shivering from the cold. I think Korea's Chong is way beyond kindness. I can see this too. I don't know if it's just a cultural difference, but if I ever feel like there's an inconvenience, I automatically want to say sorry all the time. In Korea, many times where I've wanted to say sorry, people have been very kind to me, and it doesn't seem like there's been much of an inconvenience. I have a similar experience with Korea's Chong.
When I was living in Korea, I couldn't speak in Korean, so I wasn't able to.
That's actually really nice because I think the language barrier is very difficult. Getting housing is also very difficult, I think, but you don't have any money. It can be very difficult. For your friends, just offer up any help. You know that Koreans help the elders and the weak just by looking at the subway. And I really like this as well. I've also experienced on buses, if you see elderly people come onto the bus, the seat is occupied, then people will get up and let elderly people sit down. I think this is really great, and it's nice that people are still trying to look out for the elderly. So I talked about this mostly with my brother. He also was very surprised. Do you realize that people are nice everywhere they go? Because of Corona, I believe this is the best place for me to stay. Recently moved to Seoul. That is a new experience for me. There's just many opportunities and many different things I want to pursue. Become very adjusted to living in Korea, so it seemed like it would be almost impossible in the beginning because everything was so new, but you really adjust quickly once you're here. So today we talked about Korea's Chong. So if you liked the video, please press like and subscribe. Thank you, bye!